welcome back to our channel. I'm Rupali Shah, a blockchain developer and an instructor at Newton School. So today's topic is about array, struct, and mapping, and we are gonna discuss these three terms in Solidity. And this is lecture 4. So don't forget to subscribe the channel for getting upcoming videos on this particular whole series. And as you know, if you are following this course, then we have started Solidity from very basic, and we are using Solidity 0.8. So yeah, it's an latest version, and there are very few playlists on the internet which have followed the version 0.8. So yeah, let's get started and let's start decoding these three terms, which is array, struct, and mapping. But before that, I want to introduce you with Newton's EdTech company. And this company offers you courses to become a full stack developer. So if you are someone who is interested in full stack development and want to become a developer, then don't forget to visit the link in the description. And the best part about this particular company is that they offers you courses for free in the beginning, and once you complete the course and land a job, then only you need to pay for their courses. And they also guarantee you a placement from 5 lakhs to 40 lakhs. So don't forget to visit the link in the description, and there is a very cool surprises for you guys. And that surprise is that they have launched a series of to become a full stack developer, and that series is gonna start from January. So please visit the link provided to you in the description so that you can get enrolled and can take the benefits of that series and become a full stack developer. So let's get started with today's agenda, and for that I need to move to the Remix ID, because that's a place where we code in Solidity and we run our code and we check our whole code base. So yeah, let's open Remix and then let's get started with our today's agenda. So till then, like it's opening, let's see what is array, what is struct, and what is mapping. So first let's have a base idea of array, and then we are gonna jump into struct and mapping. So array is basically a collection of one type. Now that particularly means that suppose you want a collection of integers, then you can have an array which whose data type will be integer, and every element in the array of that particular data type will exist. Suppose I say that I want a array of name ARR, and that array needs to be of type uint. Then I will be writing like uint ARR square brackets, and this will define that okay, I need a collection of values in that particular ARR variable of uint type. Same way, we can have arrays of string, we can have arrays of any other data types like boolean. We can also have arrays of complex data types such as struct, because struct itself is a data type, and it is known as a complex data type because a particular person, like I am a person, I hold my name, I hold a ID. Suppose I am in a college, then I will be holding the subject which I have chosen. So there were three types of data types I need to use. One was ID, which would be of like UN type. One will be the name, which will be of like string type. One will be of subject, which will be of again string type. So if I combine these three types and create one particular type, which will be like a student, then that student will be the struct. That student will be the complex data type. And if you want a key value pair, like if you want to bind one particular data type with another data type, and you want to like create a chain process, then we use mapping. So it was a quick intro about array, struct, and mapping. Now let's see all these three terms with an example, and let's see the syntax to declare all these particular things. So in our previous videos we have already declared struct and mapping, so yeah, you know what is the syntax, but let's just have an example of these three terms, and let's just have a all the basic rules that you need to follow to create these particular three terms, three types of data types. So I'm on my remix id. Let's move to the hello solidity folder, and it's lecture 4. So let's say okay, lecture 4 dot sol. And from our previous lecture we will be grabbing two things. One will be the one will be the license, and the second one will be the solidity version. So yeah, you can see that we are working on the latest solidity version, which is 0.8, and then okay, we are using 0.8.4 in reality. So now let's get started. So it's an contract and it's lecture 4. So let's have it with lecture 4. Now let's get started with struct first. Struct, and over here let's say that I want to declare a struct with a name like a person, and this person holds three things. One will be the name, the second one will be the age, and the third one will be the id of that particular person. So yeah, let's have an id with uint, let's have an age with uint, and let's have a string of names. So this person is a struct, so it's an complex data type, and this complex data type is formed with this primary data types. So remember one thing, that the complex is a bigger version. Like when you collect few primary data types together, then you create one data type, and that one particular data type is known as complex data. So let's have over here one description, that it's an complex data type. Now this was how you can create a struct. Now let's see how you can initiate a struct and use a struct. So this is basically, you created a data type. Now to use a data type, you need to create a variable of that particular data type. So now we will be create a variable of data type. Data type. First we created our own data type. Now we need to create the variable of that particular data type. So we will be saying okay, this is the person is the data type. We want this to be public, and then we want this to have a particular name, that variable name. So we want this to be p1. Now suppose we created a function, and here we say okay, set a person. Like we want to set a person, and so we just created a function, and this function is just setting. So this will be a public type, so that anyone could call it, and it will be not having any return type or anything like that, because we don't want to return something. Now we can say okay, p1 dot id should be is equals to 2. P1 dot age could be is equals to like 24, and we can have p1 dot name is equals to John, John, John. So this is how you can select each field with the dot operator, and then put values over it. So yeah, now let's just have a compilation, and yeah, it successfully compiled. So you can go to the compile tab, and you can click on this blue icon also, or you can simply press Ctrl plus S, and this will help you to compile your particular contract which you are using. Now go to the deploy tab, select an account from which you want to deploy this particular contract, and click on this particular deploy button. Now this will help you to deploy your contract on a JavaScript virtual machine, and this has two things. One is set person, and the second one is p1. So P1 is basically the variable of person type, and person is basically a struct which we have created because it's an complex data type. Now, if I am gonna go to P1, it will be giving me ID 0, age 0, and name is blank. But as soon as I go to the set person, and then if I am gonna go to P1, it will be giving ID is equals to 2, age is equals to 24, and name is equals to John. So yeah, that was all about struct for now, and yeah, we will be learning more things in details, and we will be like exploring more things day by day when we will be like involved in this particular whole programming, and we will be creating smart contracts for a real project base. Right now we are just learning some of the basics of this particular language. So this was all about struct. Now let's move to the mapping, and at the end we will be covering array in this particular video. Let's say that let's stop with the mapping for now, and let's have array as a separate video, because yeah, it needs a lot of things to be discussed, and we also need to bifurcate the string data type with the array. So I will be having array and string together in some other video. So yeah, let's get started with mapping for now. So I told you that mapping is a particular data type which helps you to create a key pair values. So let's say that we have mapping and ping mapping, and this helps me to have some key value pair. So let's create a mapping first. So first just have the data type which is mapping, and then this mapping will be having two things. One will be the key and the second will be the pair. So I want key to be of integer type, and like uint type, unsigned integer type, and I want a person to be mapped. So person was a complex data type which was struct, and I just wanted to map every person with a particular uint, unsigned integer. Now let's say this is an public, and I want to create the need to give the name of this particular mapping. So let's say that we have list person as the name of this particular mapping. Now over here, as soon as we created P1, we can also say that okay, let's have list person. Let's have list person. Let's give this a value of 2, and I want to map this particular 2 with this P1. Oh, sorry, not P1, P1. Yeah. Now let's just have a compilation, and you get your first warning. So let's move to the compilation error tab, and it says that expected this but got this. Oh, sorry. This would be like equals to not that particular. Sorry for that. Let's have a compilation, and we are error free. There is no warning also. So we can move to our deployed tab. We can just delete the last deployed version of this particular contract and deploy a new version. So let's see that what's in this new version. We now have three things. We have a set person, we have P1, and we have list of that particular person type. So if I am gonna go to P1, it is still blank. If I want this 2 to be like listed, it would be giving me a blank values. But as soon as I have this set person, and we have basically mapped P1 in this set person function only. So as soon as I go to the set person, it creates a transaction, and because of that particular transaction, we can now have the list of the person that we have given to the 2. Now let's say I want to extract 0, and this will again giving me a blank value, because there is no zero index or zero key in this particular map which is list person. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this particular video. And if you want to become a full stack developer, then don't forget to visit the link in the description, because our course is gonna live from January. So it's a very great time for you to just register and start from the beginning. So let's get finish this video, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe this channel also for getting all the updates of upcoming videos. Thank you.